this game is a love letter to the One Piece fan base. Hey all, it's Nim or Nimicry if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Today we're going to be reviewing One Piece Odyssey. But before we do that, if you like what I do, or you like what the channel does in specific, go on and hit subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything the channel does. Without further ado, let's get into it. The reason why I start on this menu screen as opposed to the game proper is because, one, no spoilers, or at least as few spoilers as possible. Two, I want to go over the criteria for what I'm grading the game on. And three, I like the Strawhats. They're great. It's Chopper, Nami, Luffy, Usopp, Zoro, Sanji, Robin, Frankie, and Brook, as we all know. Jinbei, I have not encountered yet. If Jinbei is in the game, maybe later. I have not encountered him yet. That's a shame, because, we love Jinbei. We absolutely love Jinbei around here. We stan our whale shark king, first son of the sea. Now, so, in order to review a game, I generally play it between 4 to 8 hours. Now, the reason I choose 4 to 8 hours is because that's about the time a normal person has to play video games per week. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. So, I want to respect their time, so I play a game in that time frame to see, is it enjoyable? Because if it's enjoyable, then that means that that time is well spent, it's well invested into the game, and people can keep on playing. Let's start off with the things I don't like about this game, right? So there's a couple of things about this game I don't like. The first, no English voice actors. I love the English voice actors for One Piece. I love them. They're great. That's what I heard when I first started watching the anime. Obviously, restarting reading the manga, there was no voice acting. It was just text on a thing. But I didn't read it in Japanese. I read it in English. So I love the English voice actors. I connect with the English voice actors. The Japanese voice actors are fantastic. There's nothing against that in any capacity. I just don't speak Japanese. So it sounds nice, and it sounds cool, and it seems thematically appropriate, but it's not... I don't get it. The second thing is, and you'll notice this throughout the early game, I'm actually kind of past that, is it has an open island, but it's very linear, because every time you try to go, like, oh, I'm going to go do the RPG thing and explore over here. Oh, nope, you got to come back. Okay, well, I'll explore over here. Oh, nope, you can't go that way. You got to, and it will literally force you to go down a certain path for the first, I don't know, I said about an hour in the game. So, again, those are the two things about this game that I don't like. That's it. Those are the two that I don't like. Some might say, difficulty-wise, how hard is it? It's not very hard, but I also play a lot of Dark Souls, and, this is a turn-based RPG. What do I... It's fine. It's not a big deal. So I like it. I actually like the fact that it's not super difficult. Because, again, I play a lot of Dark Souls, so it's nice. Standard RPG, turn-based combat, everything's fine. So, let's talk about some things that I do like. Now, minor spoilers from here. Minor spoilers, so if you don't want to have any minor spoilers, I will say this. If you like One Piece, you'll love the game. If you like RPGs and One Piece, you'll really love the game. If you don't like either of those things, don't buy it unless it's severely on sale. Because this game is a love letter to the One Piece fan base. So, let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's check out a few other things here. Here you have equipment. You pick up jewelry and you equip it. It does various things. As you can see here, we have applies burn, applies freeze, and it can unlock. Nami, I equip Nami with lucky evasion because I feel like as a thief she should be very useful at evading. I gave TP, which is tension points, or it's for your skills and your abilities. I gave that to Chopper because Chopper heals. Dr. Chopper, of course, going to be the world's greatest doctor. We have attack. Guts is your defense against skills. Defense is your defense against physical attacks. HP, of course, pretty simple hit points. Yeah, I mean, you go through all this stuff. So it's not too bad, right? It's honestly not too bad. And then they have things from various notable characters, like for example, Miss Golden Week's palette, Sea Cat scale. And they have bosses, and then of course there's all that. So then we move on to our map. Now you can see I'm in the desert near Alabarna. So again, when I mentioned minor spoilers, you land on a mysterious island at the beginning of the game. You're the Strawhats. You are not quite Wano strong, but you are approaching Wano, and I have a mild quip that I think Zoro should use Enma. I think now we're past the point where he has Shusui, but okay, fine. I didn't make the game. I didn't, but you know, our three-sworded king wields Enma. He wields Enma, and he should be wielding Enma. Through a plot MacGuffin, through a plot device, the Strawhats are made weaker because when they land on this island, there are enemies that attack them, and you're just like, oh, hey, cool. By the way, I'm near an Emperor of the Sea, so, Gomu Gomu no Gatling. You know, 3,000 worlds. You steal Thunderbolt Tempo. You get the idea. You get Jangesco Mano. You know, you get the idea. The Straw Hats are strong. Through a plot device, they are made weaker. It's explained, and I'm not going to explain it. It's explained very early on in the game. And you have to collect cubes. Small cubes act as ability points that you can pick up on the map. They're green. They're a neon green. I'll see if I still have any around here. I might have picked them all up in this area when I was playing. Big cubes you get from bosses. Big cubes have memories inside them. You have to play through your memories, and here's the twist. Because memories are fuzzy, you may not have the same memory, or the same events may not happen as it canonically happened. So we, all One Piece fans, understand, you know, we know the Alabasta arc. We get it, you know, you go to Whiskey Peak, and then you have Little Garden, and you go to Drum Island, and then we finally end up in Alabasta, and eventually it ends with Luffy punching Crocodile through the floor, or through the ground, and Rain coming with Vivi yelling, "Stop fighting," and her voice finally reaching. And, of course, our Falcon friend, Pell, not dying. That is canon. Pell did not die. The Will of P is live and strong. So that's of course, our map. Then we have items, you know, pretty simple, usable, cookable, usable material, and important, of course. So various things. And these are things you pick up. Cube fragments. As it says, a cube fragment containing Luffy's experience and records, returns strength when inserted to the body, can be set from crew menu. So we'll do that in a second. You have your episodes, talks about your main episodes, side stories, bounties, which you can pick up. Basically, you become bounty hunting pirates, and you get a fraction of the money back. I don't know what's going to happen with that later, but I've killed a bunch of them. They're easy enough mini-bosses. And then, of course, side stories. When you go into your memories, there's a chance that some of these memories are fragmented. So you have to, at certain points, play through a side quest, and you gain a power and an ability. So, for example, Zoro, Usopp, and Chopper now have a special attack, which is really cool. I like that. They all use an attack. And as long as one of them is in the party, I can use it. We'll go over that in a second. So that's basically the menu. There's one other thing that I think we'll go over here, and I mentioned the skills. So let's go to our captain, Luffy. So as you can see, 7 fragments. So I've leveled up the Gum Gum Gatling and the Gum Gum Bullet, and I've got one more in the Gum Gum Pistol. And it's not. And then of course there are field skills: Pound, Gum Gum Rocket, and Color of Observation Hockey. So there we go. That's that. And then we can move over to, you know, there's Usopp. Oh, did Usopp have anything? No, he didn't. Zoro, Sanji, Chopper, Nami, and of course that. And then Robin's not with us for various reasons. Neither is Frankie or Brooke, but that's plot related, and I'm not going to spoil that. So now that we've seen all that, let's talk about the map. This is a save point. Every time you use a save point, you heal up, so you can grind to your heart's content if you want to. There are alternative costumes. You want to change each character has an ability. Luffy can use the Color of Observation Hockey, and can do a rock, and can stretch his arms. Whoop, like that, and I can pick some. Oh, no, I already got that. Okay, I must have already got that. Zoro, besides being awesome, can cut through walls and barriers. Nami, besides being awesome, can find berries on the ground, can find little random bits of treasure. Oh, hey, there you go, right over there. I actually didn't get one. Nice. Let's go for a little run. And, of course, we pick that up. Hey, we got 39,000 berries. Nice. Decent amount. Usopp can be a sniper and shoot things out of trees and off of buildings generally giving you small healing items or a little bit of money. Not anything crazy, but it's useful. It actually was needed for one of the quests earlier in the game. Sanji can find ingredients on the ground using his chef's nose ability. So sometimes there are ingredients in the ground, and they're marked with a blue fish, because after all, we must remember, Sanji is searching for the all blue. That's his motivation. And eventually he will get it. And then, of course, Chopper. Chopper being the most adorable little cinnamon roll ever. And look at him run. Look at him run. We love you, Chopper. Never change. Never change, Chopper. Maybe change for character growth, but no, don't do that. Chopper is small and can get into small caves and holes, ultimately leading to treasure. So, I'm going to switch back. Go back to Luffy. Simple enough. So those are all the Straw Hats and their abilities. So, pretty simple. Pretty on point. Nami likes money. Sanji likes to cook. Zoro likes to cut. Chopper, of course, is small and cute. It'll tell you quest. If you ever have a concern about what controls do, you hit X, at least for me on my controller, and it shows what everything is there. So, perfect. So now we've gone over systems, and we've gone over the characters, which I both think are actually pretty convenient and pretty easy to use. Let's do some combat. So combat works like this. You see enemies in the open world, you can run into them, or they can run into you. If you run into them from behind, you get a bonus on attacking. If they run into you from behind, they get a bonus. There it is. Take the initiative. Bonus, critical attack on the first chance. So, we have attack, skills, bond arts, and items. Skills are pretty simple. I mean, we all know what skills are. Skills are, you have the gum pistol, gum bazooka, gum gatling, gum bullet. And you have, so that's simple enough. Then we have bond arts. Bond arts are stuff you can do with the crew to either move around the battlefield or execute very strong attacks. So let's see here. So as you can see, I can attack these, but it says technique with it being down. This game uses a rock, paper, scissors. Technique beats power, but loses. So it goes, power, technique, speed. Power loses to technique. Technique loses to speed. Speed loses to power. So let's go over here. As you can see, still technique. Ah, there we go. So, and of course, that's equal. So we'll just do here. We'll just go over there. Bond move. Bam. We mollywop them, because that's what happens. It's Luffy. And of course, as you do certain crew actions, you increase your ability to do bond moves. Simple enough. Chopper, why are you bleeding? No, Chopper. No, don't bleed. So, as you build up your technique points, you can use more skills. Also, if I press Y, in this case tactics, I can switch my crew members on the fly. I can't switch Luffy because he already went, but I can switch and I don't lose a turn with that character. So if you run into something that isn't, let's say that you're not powerful enough to take out, or it's not a good match, don't hesitate to swap your Straw Hats around. Remember, we're all friends here. We're all trying to work stuff out, so keep that in mind. Now, I don't want to switch a crew at the moment. What I want to do is I want to attack with Nami. We're going to use a skill, and there are three areas. There's attack, there's close, there's long, and there's all. So close is your area, right? And if we look on the map, or we look at the battle scene, you can see the thing flashing next to Nami, right? That's her area. The ones next to Chopper would be Chopper's area, and then of course there's all. So we're going to do Thunderbolt tempo, and this is where I want to highlight the fact that they really tried to make the animations crisp and true to form. Now, if you want to, you can actually slow it down, which I was on speed up. You can slow it down and just run that. So now the enemies are going to attack at their regular rates, and you're not going to see that. So it's always, you can turn that off and on with literally just a tap of a button. So go to Chopper. Let's care Chopper, because Chopper's awesome. We love you, Chopper. You're great. Let's take care of Nami, because he would take care of Nami first before himself. Ooh, Chopper, bleed damage. That scene right there is important, because what will happen is, after every fight and when you're in the field, the Straw Hats will talk to each other. And by them talking, it lets you enjoy the inter-crew dynamic. Or the intra-crew dynamic, I should say. Let's use Usopp, Exploding Star. So as you can see, he's speed. He's beating technique. So we'll do this. Boom! And there it is. And they're both down. Fantastic. We've beaten them. And now I can pick any character I want, right? I can play with any character on my team. So it doesn't have to be... I can go to Luffy. I can go to Usopp, Nami, Chopper. Doesn't matter. And that can help you, obviously, if you're planning a battle. Like, if you notice there's somebody who inflicts status effects, you can hold back Chopper on something. So, but for now, I think we're just gonna cure Chopper. Because Chopper's dope. So we're gonna cure Chopper. Chopper, you get healed. Heal yourself. No more bleeding for you, Chopper. You're adorable. Little cinnamon roll. Luffy, why don't you end this? Let's use Gum Gum Bullet. So I moved the area, and boom! And that, my friends, is basically combat. I have just taught you and reviewed all of the combat. So the question is, what do I think about the combat? I think combat's fantastic. It's not too hard. If you play, you can brute force it, but it makes it harder. If you play smart, you're probably never going to have a problem. You can use items in battle or out of battle, not a big deal. So, honestly, that's the combat. So we've gone over systems, combat. As you can see, that little treasure chest over there, I could loot that. Well, let's go loot that. I'm not going to loot that right now because of the fact that I don't really want to get into more combat. So, here's the thing, right? We've gone over this. I don't like the fact that it starts off a little linear, and I don't like the fact that there's no English voice actors. I enjoy the story. I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the combat. I enjoy the exploration. I enjoy the mechanics. So, should you buy One Piece Odyssey? If you like One Piece and you like RPGs, absolutely. It's a fun game. It's an easy time. Sit back, enjoy the story of Monkey D. Luffy being on a mysterious island. Right? Not a problem. If you don't like RPGs, but you like One Piece, probably enjoy it. If you like RPGs but don't like One Piece, you're probably not going to enjoy it as much because this retells very famous parts of the One Piece story. So keep that in mind. And if you like neither, then I would say avoid it. Avoid it entirely. Unless you can get it for cheap or somebody gifts it to you and then, say thank you. So that is my One Piece Odyssey Odyssey review. Honestly, if I don't normally do numerical scores, but I'm going to give it like an 8. For me, it's an 8. I think the linearity really kind of takes it down in the beginning. But I enjoy the rest of it. It's a very solid experience. It's about 30 gigs of storage, so it's not super big. Depending on if they expand it, I could potentially revise the score, but for now, it's a solid 8. It's a good game with characters I enjoy in a setting I love. Is it perfect? No. But it's a good game, and for me, an 8 out of 10 is something that most games don't rate. So, there it is. One Piece Odyssey. It's a good game. Now, if you liked what I did, or you like what the channel does in specific, go on and hit subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything the channel does. Additionally, you can find me live every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I play a variety of games. We usually do a lot of Souls and a lot of MMORPGs, but we have started throwing this one in there because, hey, I bought it, it's mine, I was looking forward to it, and yes, we're very happy with that. Second, if you have questions, comments, concerns, you want me to make something, drop a comment below and let me know. Because that's how I can react with you guys. Is if I talk to you, then I know what's going on. And finally, for those who wish to go above and beyond the Call of Duty, there is the Patreon, and that's patreon.com/Nimicry. Patreon's a great way to help smaller creators, much like myself, and it's always optional. You can join it at patreon.com/Nimicry for various things and benefits. This was a fun video to make, guys. I enjoy gushing about One Piece, and, if you catch me on stream, you can get me to gush pretty easily. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as we all enjoy our cinnamon roll chopper. I'll see you guys in the next one, and take care. Bye.